Hey guys, juggling on my stuff here. Nacet blade, super adjustable, a black beauty, short handle this time. Omega 80266, I think. It's in the description of the video if you want to be sure. Soaking that in some water. And then Coate's cream. It's from the UK. It's been discontinued long ago. And this is the Sandalwood scent, as you could see. I like sandalwood. And I bought some of this because it was not very expensive. There was someone who got a hold of a big supply of it, and they made this kind of basic looking web page that to just sell it at reasonable prices, and I think that's really awesome. And so I snatched up a few tubes, and so let's try it again. My first use of it's a couple of years ago. It was not all that impressive, and so I may find that same thing again. The X is starting to really wear away right here, but you can see the three dots that have been on the blade for quite a while now. And then right below the upside down A is an N1 that I scribbled there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to watch the video and see it. I may have to scribble something else on there with like a Dremel or something, just in case the three dots wear away. Yesterday was using the adjustable at a 6 setting, and it went really well. I'm gonna do that again. The envelope tells me that we're at use number 237. There's the 6 mark right there. So, letting the brush soak. It is an Omega, but it's not like the 20102 that is has a lot of bristles, but a lot of stiffness to it. It's not like the 10098, I believe it is, the long kind of unbleached one with a long loft and that kind of contoured barber handle. I really like the handle, but the backbone and the prickliness was too much for the knot, and the length, the loft was really too much. This guy, whole different animal. Soft brush. So let's give him some uses. Less than 24 hours so for today's shave, and so I do not have a lot of stubble. Now, this is an old product here, and even if it was new, someone has said that the best creams don't do as good as an average soap. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were true. So I am going to put in a dollop of soap there. That's about the size of a quarter in terms of its floor dimensions. It's probably more than I need, but why not? I've got several tubes of this. I think it's got a decent sandalwood scent, if I recall. Just the performance, is not quite as good as a lot of the stuff we have going on now. Brush is not soaked for too long, just a few minutes, but that'll probably be good enough to do the job. Now, as usual, I will shake out most of the water, and then let's start working this cream up. One use of this cream I thought about was I could use it as an additive. If I had a scent that I was using, that I thought could use some sandalwood scent, plop a little bit of this on there. Maybe that'll be cool. So that's got some possibilities to it. You can see it's kind of foaming up pretty quickly. Yeah, that sandalwood scent's coming up. It's not shy, and this is an old cream. I'll go ahead and put a teaspoon of water in. With the creams, I have found many times that you don't nearly need as much water as you do with the harder soaps. I'm a big fan of the harder soaps. Creams can be nice for travel. Just stick a tube in your luggage. Then you don't have to worry about a wet soap puck being in your luggage, that sort of thing. Look at that, it's kind of creaming up pretty quickly. The sandalwood scent is kind of not instantly amazing with this. Hey, little quick story. Yeah, last shave I tried fine accoutrements. I tried the aftershave. That was the aquamarine. About an hour after I applied it, I could still lightly smell it on my face. It was very light. I could definitely smell a little bit of it on my hands whenever I wanted to, do that. Then 2 hours after, I really couldn't smell it on my face anymore. A bit disappointing. And I could barely smell it on my hands. Because my hands, I had used them to apply it. Then, 7 hours later, I had assumed it was all gone. Long ago, all gone. 7 hours later, give my wife a hug. She said, "Ooh, you smell good. What's that one?" I must have gotten used to it. I must have become desensitized to it. How about that, huh? See how the slickness feels. It's not bad. Yeah, that's a pretty nice slickness, actually. Kind of buttery. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and add some more water. Looks like it might need me to. So that's 2 teaspoons in there now. Now we have 3. That's getting on the order of what a crope or a soap might take. Maybe it's because I really put too much cream in the bowl, I started out with squeezing out a little too much, so maybe that's why it needs more water, but who knows? Sometimes things are just weird. So yeah, 7 hours later, she was still smelling it on me. How about that? Dollar Tree shave bowl, lather bowl here. It's actually a soup bowl, of course, from the Dollar Tree. Santa Fe collection, easy to recognize by the ridges and kind of the pedestal bottom here. It's a little bit narrower than the bowl. Man, lots of lather has been created here. That's a really nice slickness. How about that? I didn't see that coming. We've got 4 teaspoons now. Water in this big old mix. Looking forward to getting some uses in this little Omega. Watching the tips split. Having the bristles themselves open up more. Things like that. Inexpensive. Inexpensive one this is. Well, let's just shave with this. There we go. Look at that. That looks good. Let's go with that. Got water all over my fingers. I'm sorry, lather. All right, splash my face with water. And this water is chilly. It's nighttime. All right. Now, last shave, I got a really nice shave with the super adjustable. It didn't tug. I mean, a hint of tugging was all I got. It was very comfortable. This lather is not acting like it's too wet. So I don't think I added too too much water, that's for sure. Feels good on my face with this nice soft brush. The tips on this one aren't, scritchy or anything like that. I'm getting kind of a nice sandalwood off this. Not one of the perfumey sandalwoods that so often you get with from the UK makers, like Taylor of Old Bond Street, and even my beloved D.R. Harris, which I normally like a lot. I don't like their sandalwood. In terms of the scent, oh yeah, look at all this lather. Holy cow. Wow. Adding water to the brush, and I like to tilt my face over so that the brush tips are always pointing down. Now we're getting some escape lather here, so I'm going to scrape some of that off the side of the brush into the bowl because we've just got a ton of it on my face. I've been adding water to the brush, and what that's doing is the concentrate, as it turns out, that's on my face really needed that extra water. So more lather is just getting generated here. As you can see, we've got more lather on the side of the brush now. I've added just about another teaspoon here. So I'm guessing 5 teaspoons. All right. So let's just it is still a little bit thick, but we'll just roll with it. Look at all that lather. Wow. I just really overshot it, as it turns out. We'll just go with that. I squirted the last teaspoon in the bowl. We'll reconstitute that in just a minute. All right, now let me check again the Nacet. Yep, we have the markings toward the handle. Just for grins, I decided when I started using this Nacet to use it only on one side. Just to see if we could learn something about whether it's good to flip a blade or bad, or if we can figure out anything at all. This is not tugging. Of course, I don't have a long beard right now, so this is not a good lesson in comfort for this one, since I'm shaving less than 24 hours since my last one. Very comfortable. Just, I do feel the blade a little bit. Nice glide. This soap is working well. Got that rash still on my neck. It does feel like, it didn't really bother me too much today. It does feel like it's drying out. I hope that's what's happening. All right. And as usual, we've got some nice lather in the goatee. All right, a little half rinse, and then while I'm off camera, I'm also gonna just whip the lather for a little while since I added the water a minute ago. All right, the lather looks even better. Look how pillowy and smooth that looks. Let's do it. Very nice. And yeah, this brush is nice and soft, splays easily. Some people like to just lather by doing these painting motions and just kind of use the tips of the brush. And synthetics will definitely be great for that purpose. And of course the animal hairs will too, but synthetics with their super synthetically soft tips are just really good at spreading lather around like this, but I like the splay. I like to get it in there, splay it around like that. Then after you've grounded a little bit with the splay, you do the painting. It's a slick soap. I keep having to rinse it off my fingers, and I just keep being reminded and surprised. Now, I don't know if she's still got, I think it was a she. I don't know if she's still got her website up selling the stuff. I believe it was like $1.60 a tube. Been a couple of years now. Maybe she sold out. I'm guessing this particular cream, you know, did have a little bit of a following. I like this razor. It seems to have better balance than the long handle Black Beauty like I used yesterday. I really wish they weighted the longer handle, because it just feels very head forward, even more head forward than the shorter handle does. This one's also special to me because this is the model of the first DE I ever used. Not the exact one, I'm afraid. It was my grandpa's razor, and I just didn't see the value in it at the time, and it got lost somewhere. But this is the same model, so I can remember him and shaving often with this. A little quick rinse. Somebody in the comments once asked me if I ever told me I might be a good candidate for head shaving. Well, maybe. I actually did go through several years where I shaved my head. I was trying to do something low maintenance, so I wouldn't have to go to the barber or brush my hair, bother with it all the time. But then it turns out she didn't really like the refugee look where I let it, my wife didn't like the refugee look where I let it grow about, 3 millimeters before I shaved it again. And so she basically wanted me to shave about every day. And then all of a sudden, after doing it for a few years, I thought, wait a minute, this is more trouble than just combing it. Combing it once a day. So I went ahead and grew it back. But I do have a pretty significant bald spot, so who knows? Maybe one day I'll shave it. Most of the people said that my head looked reasonably well, shaven. I didn't have any, odd shapes and stuff or whatever. So I think I can pull it off pretty well. Who knows? I wonder if I might like it more, being able to shave it now with my soap and brush and, all that stuff now. Back then when I shaved it, of course, I was just using the canned goo. Yeah, this feels great. Just a little bit of blade feel. So my point with not flipping the blade, I thought, you know what? If I can get a lot of shaves without flipping, then I think that'll tell you that if you're a person who just gets 10 uses or 20 uses out of a blade before you throw it away, that flipping doesn't matter one fig. If I can get this many great shaves out of it, it just doesn't matter too much at those lower levels. Now I think it does matter, or it may matter with these longer marathon type things, because I've used this I've had one shave by use number 225 where I accidentally had it on the wrong side. All the rest of them have been with those dots pointed toward the handle. And I can tell you it felt like a whole different blade. And so I expect to have some more life in it whenever I flip it, but I don't need to yet. There we go. Dry off my face, take a look at the results. Oh yeah, that's a nice close shave. I'm happy with that. All right. Excellent, excellent. I've got tons of lather. Wow. I don't know how much of that cream I put in the bottom. You know, I told you it was about, at the base of the pile, it was about the size of a quarter. Well, I've got another 4 or 5 passes here, so all right, so let's take a look at the lather. This is a cream, of course. Let's take a look. I've got plenty to look at. It does, we've hydrated a good bit. It has very nice contact slickness, a buttery kind, almost like a tallow soap does. I'll have to look at the ingredients to see if this is a tallow cream. Do they make tallow creams? I use creams so rarely that I don't know. But this is a luxurious feeling lather right here. It's wet. Even if I scrape all of it away right here, it's still super slick. That residual slickness there. Very nice. And we can pull it all up into kind of a big ball toward the top here and then pull it apart. It's still quite airy. I can see a good many small little bubbles, but as you can see, that's just not always an indicator of something being too light, you know, or anything like that. This particular cream just behaves that way even when it's all airy and, you know, slightly bubbly and stuff. This is a great cream. I'm going to keep this around. Nice. I thought I was going to end up, you know, selling it, but it's nice to have a cream around. This may be my only one. I've got some Perazzo, but I never use that. That's not nearly as good as this. Probably just need to give my Perazzo creams away. Use them a few times and then give them away. Actually, I had one guy tell me that he was a big Perazzo cream fan. He said it was the best in the world. And I realize everybody's got their own opinion and stuff, but really. All right. So I think 6 teaspoons of water. So yeah, I did have quite a bit of lather to deal with. Man, that's got such a great viscosity to it. Buttery and slick. Man, the scent was pleasant. It wasn't strong, so it's not a Goliath in the scent department at all. Even though it was wonderfully creamy and plentiful, I didn't really smell it a ton when I was using it. So I don't think using this as some kind of lather additive is going to bring too much sandalwood to the table. All right, well, I'm going to clean up my gear. Man, what a pleasantly surprising shave. And the super adjustable short handle here performed just as well as his long handle cousin. Very, very nice razor. Sometimes you can luck out on eBay and get these for 20 bucks, and that's a great buy. All right, so just a 3-pass shave with that razor, and that is 237. Can you believe it? We are just marching on to 240. All right. All right, well, I finished dropping him on the towel. You can see he is a little hesitant to open up his bloom. He's still staying pretty vertical. That's all right. He's young. Put some more uses on him. I think there are some tips that are splitting, but maybe not a whole lot. And this is a pretty minimal handle, but it works. It's easy to grip, and you don't have to, when the handle gets slippery, you don't have to switch to some kind of firm grip because you're afraid it's going to slip out of your hands. It's pretty easy to grip even when wet, so that's nice. I'm feeling a little bit like something, the blue scent of Arko Cool, kind of like the Aqua Velva blue type scent in this one. And I wanted to choose an alcohol splash because I want the alcohol to kind of dry out my rash. I don't know if life works that way, but that's what I'm going to try. Got this great blue scent. Yeah. All right. Got it from Europe, friend. I bought it from a guy. I think he got it in Europe. All right. There we go. Nice, refreshing scent. Hope this thing dies soon. All right, well, speaking of ailments, that looks like Mark from Friendship Shaving is starting to get back on his feet from COVID. So that's really awesome. And for all you guys who know people who've been affected by it, thinking about you and hope that things go well for you. Keep you and your families and friends and loved ones safe as best you can. You take care now. I hope there's been something in this video that has helped you out. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.